People talk about learning to feel their feelings more. And sometimes we can think, well, what does it mean? Feeling your feelings. Does it mean having a cry? Yes, crying is like the most effective way of releasing emotion. And we don't have another one like it. But sometimes we release the energy of emotion by doing something physical, like going for a walk or a run, or doing some gardening, or sometimes singing can kind of process that energy, these physical feelings. I've often found that when I'm using my voice, when I was at drama school and I was an actor, I felt like when I used my voice, it was almost like it opens a channel for emotion to come up out of my body. So if I said certain words, they would almost start to quiver in me, and I could feel myself vibrating close to tears or bringing other emotions forth. What we're going to do now is we're going to try and feel, and it's really not rocket science, and you do already know how to do it, but we are emotionally avoidant for so many reasons that I can talk about perhaps afterwards. I didn't get time to talk about at the talk last night, and actually we don't need to be emotionally avoidant. Emotions are on our side. They can't kill us. They can't get stuck in us. They always move through. And if we understand that emotions are really there to help us grow, and there are our way of our body bringing our attention to what's going on in our heads and how we're reacting, we can just kind of let them be, just in the same way that you may let your children or your partner have their feelings, and you're just there. Have you ever had that feeling where your friend is crying and you can't stop them crying? All you can do is like put a hand on their arm and be there with them, not leave them abandoned with their emotion. It's kind of what we need to do with our bodies, just kind of be there with them while they do the feeling for us. They're very, very capable of processing emotion. We just need to give them a little bit of space and witness it. All right, so let's do this on purpose. Now, when we're doing this, I'm not suggesting that you do this practice day upon day. In reality, in my day, feeling feelings just almost just looks like doing nothing for a minute or two, and perhaps just letting myself be, and perhaps noticing what I'm feeling in that moment, right? I'm not doing like some special meditation, listening to an audio all the time to try and help myself feel. But right now, we're just going to do that in like almost like putting it under a microscope, what feeling a feeling is like. It's because I want you to feel confident that you can be available for your feelings and you can process them by yourself. And you don't have to reason your way out of them particularly, or positive think your way out of them in order to make them go away. You really just have to be there. And your body has the wisdom to do this. So just with me now, just take a deep breath in and a long breath out, and just land in your body. Sink into your seat and let gravity hold you. Let the furniture hold you. And you might like to take one more deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just let a wave of relaxation roll down your body, at least giving permission to your body to let go, release, relax, and just be. And you can trust your body to do everything, and you can trust my voice to guide you through this experience. Remembering, as I've already said, that emotions are on our side and that emotions are always moving. They're always on the move through us, just like a wave. And if you now bring your attention to your breathing, and if you would like to put your hand on your chest or your belly, wherever you're feeling your breath the most, you can kind of notice that we are always, in some sense, riding a wave, because we're riding a wave of breath that passes through us, enters and exits completely freely, as if we are just a swinging door. Visitors come in, breath comes in, and breath goes out. And you can trust your body to breathe all by itself. And you can trust your body to feel all by itself. Saying to yourself now, I am completely available for all the feelings that come into my body. I am open to noticing whatever I feel. All of my feelings are human. And from that reassured place, I'm going to invite you now to just bring to mind an uncomfortable feeling, an unpleasant feeling. And if you're like me, you may have many of those in a day. And I'm just going to caution you not to bring to mind a big trauma or something that's big guns right now. Just, we're practicing, so just use something that's mildly uncomfortable. Bit of dissatisfaction, bit of an embarrassment, sense of being judged, little bit of resentment or anger, something that's just a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit of jealousy, slight rejection, disappointment, self-doubt, pressure to deliver something. These are the kind of emotions that I'm talking about. Choose one from your recent experience. So just to give you an example, I'm thinking about a text message that somebody sent me a couple of days ago that I had a thought about. My thought was, that's really contemptuous and disrespectful. So you might like to think a few of the thoughts that go with that feeling, and they're almost like logs on the fire. They fuel the feeling, and feel, if you can, that when you think those thoughts, you feel that feeling intensify in you. Spend a couple of minutes now putting logs on that fire, stoking up that feeling within your body. Okay, and now I'd like you to put your hand on the parts of your body where you feel that most intensely in your body. If you can reach that part of your body. I happen to have a reaction in the small of my back, and I need special arms, special orangutan arms to reach it. And now I invite you to do nothing. Let go of the thoughts itself and just focus on the raw physical sensations of that feeling. Just explore what it is your body's actually doing. You might like to identify the sort of qualities of that feeling. Is it hot? Is it cool? Is it tingling? Is it tight? Is it piercing? Is it heavy? Light? Empty? Numb? Whatever you've got, it might not be a lot of information that you're getting from your body, but whatever you've got, just be with that. And if you've got no response from your body, that's okay. Just be there, open and available for any emotional reaction that your body would like to have. And notice that that's all this emotion is. Slight tension, slight temperatures. We think of it as being uncomfortable, but really it's very slight change in our chemistry. And you can just be with it. And just be with it until it passes through, like clouds passing across the sky. And it might take a couple of minutes, so take your time until it dissipates. And when you feel it dissipate, put your hands back on your knee. And you might like to use in your mind a process that I think of the acronym NOW. Notice it, open to it. Open to it just means don't fight it. And witness it. Witnessing it means just being there for your body, acknowledging it, not trying to change it. And sometimes it helps, if emotion's quite overwhelming, to just have a sentence that acknowledges that you are the witness of it. I notice that my body is filled with resentment right now. And different emotions take a different amount of time to dissipate. I remember a time when I was experiencing a rejection a couple of years ago, and it really felt like such a kick in the guts. I really felt doubled up with it physically for a couple of days. I was waiting and waiting for it to pass, and it did. No emotion has ever stayed around. Emotions are always moving. And when you feel like that emotion has dissipated by itself, or at least lessened, you can open your eyes, come back to our conversation here, and know that you just allowed an emotion to process completely by itself without doing anything. And if we know that, if we have evidence that we can trust ourselves to process emotion, our body will process it, as in will change it, will move it, will give you different thoughts about it. If you have a little patience and spaciousness around it, then isn't it worth taking a minute of your lunch break to just sit with your eyes closed on a park bench and just be and let yourself live? We're so frightened of our emotions, and sometimes it takes courage to be with an emotion. We really don't want to. We don't want to know what it's telling us. You did it. You can do it. Even if you label yourself as emotionally avoidant, you have the capacity to do it. And that was a very slow motion experience of feeling a feeling. Okay, now we're going to go back to several emotions that are the most common emotions for emotional eaters and look at what kind of self-talk can help us to not need to eat over them, to meet our own needs emotionally.